Welcome into the Alabama Football Report. I am your host once again, Chris Daughtry, and on today's show, we're going to be breaking down 13 players that are visiting Alabama for official visits this coming weekend, and this is a massive recruiting weekend for Alabama. Hopefully, they can get a commitment or two after this weekend. Now, the list that we're going to be looking at is compiled of both On3 and 247 Sports. They reported these visits, and we compiled all of them for you. So make sure you share today's video on social media. We want to get as many people as possible to know what's going on with Alabama recruiting right now, coming up for these official visits. And make sure you tag me if you share it on Twitter at ChrisChatSports. The first player we're going to break down today, Lotzeir Brooks. He is already committed to Alabama, and I get it. This guy is ranked 269 overall, the number 32 wide receiver. But I absolutely love this kid when you watch his film. He's super, super fast. And he posted on Twitter the other day, this kid, he's 5'9", 170, but he is strong as hell. He squatted 445 pounds. That's absolutely ridiculous for a guy that's 5'9", 170. I really like what I see from Brooks, both on film. He's the number 9 player from the state of New Jersey as well, and the number 2 wide receiver from the state of New Jersey. Zymear Smith, another Alabama commit in the 2025 class, is our next one up. He's number 270 overall, the number 8 athlete, and the number 7 player from the state of Maryland. Now, he's 6 foot 170, and Alabama is recruiting him as a DB. But he is so athletic, man. He plays on both sides of the ball in high school. In 2023, he had 71 carries for 609 yards and 7 rushing touchdowns. On the defensive side of the ball, he had 20 tackles, 7 PBUs, 3 interceptions, and 2 punt returns for touchdowns. So just another piece that Kane Womack can have on this defense to play all around, whether that's safety, corner, that husky position. Anything on defense, Kane Womack likes getting guys on that side of the ball that are very versatile and that he can just use as different toys to play around with at different positions. This is the pinned comment of today's video. Will Alabama get a commitment after this weekend? There's a whole lot of talent coming in, and a couple guys are already committed. Maybe they can get in the ears of some of the guys that Alabama would really like to get on board in this 2025 class. So let me know, will Alabama get a commitment this weekend? Type Y for yes or N for no at the pinned comment. A big offensive line target for Alabama here, Haywood. He's a 5-star offensive tackle, the number 2 offensive tackle in the 2025 class, as well as the number 11 overall player from the class. He's 6'5", 285, and it seems like Oklahoma is leading the way in his recruitment right now. He's taken a lot of official visits so far, and recruits can take as many official visits as they want. It's up to the schools. The schools can only host 70 players, both from high school and players out of the transfer portal. So he took a visit back on May 3rd to TCU, May 10th to UCLA. He's coming in at Tuscaloosa this coming weekend. Oklahoma, he's going to be making his 4th visit down there on June 14th. Official visit. Texas A&M, he scheduled his 2nd visit for June 6th. And Florida State, he scheduled his 2nd visit for June 21st. He's also taken 1 visit to Texas Tech and 1 visit to Texas as well. The next player on our list, another Alabama commit already, Zymear Smith. He's a 4-star recruit. Number 53 overall, the number 2 athlete, and the number 4 player from the state of Alabama. He's another guy, plays all over the field in high school. He's played wide receiver. He's played safety. He's played some quarterback. He's lined up at linebacker. In 2023, he had 46 receptions for over 1,400 yards and 14 touchdowns. That's insane. 65 carries, another 1,000 yards on the ground, another 9 touchdowns for him. So on the defensive side of the ball, 74 tackles, 15 tackles for loss, and 11 sacks. This is a guy that Alabama really likes. Now, he is committed to Alabama currently, but his commitment is not shut down all the way. He does have an official visit scheduled to Auburn on June 7th, so we will, keep you guys updated on that, see how that visit goes for him. But hopefully, he stays locked in with the Crimson Tide after the visit this weekend. Now, we want you guys to subscribe right here to the Alabama Football Report. We want to set a new May record for subscribers. Last year, we weren't doing as many videos on the channel, but still 214 subs in May of 2023. Up to this point on the 28th, 150 subs so far. So we're about 64 subs away from hitting that mark. We need 65 to beat it. So make sure you guys stay up to date on all things Alabama football related and hit that sub button for me right now. The next player on our list here is Chuck McDonald, 4-star recruit in the 2025 class, 77 overall, the number 6 corner in this class, and the number 7 player from the state of California, a modern-day high school guy. Now, right now, it seems like USC is leading the way for him. He does have an official, he's taken 11 visits so far to USC, but he's already out there in California, so it's a little bit easier of a trip for him to go there instead of all the way across the country to Alabama, but this will be the first time that he gets on campus in Tuscaloosa. He has also made unofficial visits to UCLA, Arizona, Oregon, Texas A&M, Notre Dame, and LSU. So hopefully Alabama can make an impression on this kid this weekend. The next player on our list, Andrew Olish, 4-star tight end out of Pennsylvania. He's 131 overall. This is the 247 Sports Composite Rankings, by the way. He's the number 6 tight end in the class and the number 3 player from the state of Pennsylvania. In 2023, he had 53 receptions for 972 yards and 10 touchdowns. Something you really like to see out of a tight end, somebody who gets a lot of reps, especially in high school, being able to have some ball skills translate to the college level. Now, he has taken 9 visits to Penn State, so that is really something to monitor and something to look at. Again, he's kind of in the same category. He's from Pennsylvania, so Penn State is not necessarily the hardest trip for him to make, but just the fact that he's been there 9 times is something to look at. He's got a second visit scheduled to Alabama on May 31st this weekend. Florida, he's got a second visit scheduled for June 7th. Penn State on June 14th, and he'll be headed to Michigan for his second visit on June 21st. NFL rookie jerseys are on sale now at Fanatics. Go to chatsports.com/NFL jerseys and get your Alabama alumni jerseys. They've got J.C. Latham, Kool-Aid McKinstry, Tyrion Arnold, all the guys that got drafted by Alabama in the 2025 draft, or from Alabama in the 2025 draft. They've got all the guys that you could want. Jace McClellan, he's with the Atlanta now with the Falcons. So any of your favorite Alabama players, they do have on Fanatics. Go to chatsports.com/NFL jerseys. That link will be in the comment section and the description of today's show. One more time for you guys. That's chatsports.com/NFL jersey. And there should also be a link right over here that you can click on as well. You can just go filter those guys to find the right jersey that you're looking for. Marcus Harris, the next player on this list, 4-star wide receiver, number 144 overall, the number 15 wide receiver in this class, and the number 13 player from the state of California. Stop me if I've said it before, another modern-day high school player. Seems like Texas is leading the way right now for his recruitment, and he's got a few official visits scheduled coming up. Obviously, Alabama coming up this weekend on May 31st. He already took his second visit to Georgia last weekend on May 18th. He'll be taking a visit to Tennessee on June 7th. Oregon, it's another one of those West Coast schools. It's easy for those modern-day players to get to. He'll be taking his 5th visit there on June 14th. In Texas, he'll be taking his 6th visit on June 21st. Jamarian Morrow, another guy here that Alabama really likes. 4-star recruit, number 322 overall, number 14 athlete. Now, for the most part, he plays running back, but he's a guy that is very versatile and, can do a lot of different things. Number 8 player from the state of Tennessee, Germantown High School. He's 5'9", 180, so that probably factors a little bit into him being ranked a little bit lower, but I really like this kid. His huddle film looks really, really nice. He's going to be taking his visit this weekend to Alabama on May 31st, Georgia on June 14th, and Missouri on June 21st. Jordan Davison, a 4-star running back, number 98 overall, the number 7 running back in this class. And, oh, look, another player from Mater Dei High School, the number 10 player from the state of California. He's 5'9", 203 pounds, so just a bowling ball of a running back. Seems like Ohio State is leading in his recruitment right now. He's taken 8 visits there so far. He's got other visits scheduled to Michigan on June 7th, Oregon on June 14th, and back to Ohio State on June 21st. So we'll let you guys know, what happens in his recruitment after this weekend if we get some updates for you guys. The next player right here, Keelan Russell, a very, very notable player, an SMU commit already. Number 9 quarterback and the number 79 player overall. This is a guy that Alabama really, really likes. They don't have a quarterback commit so far in the 2025 class, but Alabama seems to be the biggest threat right now to flip him from SMU. He's also got another official visit scheduled to Florida on June 7th. So he might, if he decides that he wants to flip or he really likes Alabama after this weekend, you might not necessarily see him make that announcement necessarily too soon because he does have that Florida visit coming up on June 7th. So he might wait until after that. But who knows? He might get blown away by Alabama this weekend and decide to cancel that Florida visit possibly and, go ahead and flip and commit to the Crimson Tide. So let me know in the comments section right now, guys, do you think Keelan Russell will be Alabama's first quarterback commit in this 2025 class? Type 1 for yes or 0 for no in the comment section. Let me know, will Keelan Russell be Alabama's first quarterback commit in this 2025 class? Todd Robinson here, a 3-star running back, number 421 overall. The number 48 player from the state of Georgia. He's at Valdosta High School. Now, it says running back on here because that's what teams are most likely recruiting him as. He plays quarterback in high school. So another one of those guys, very versatile athlete. Schools are either recruiting him to be a running back or a defensive back / safety. So another one of those spots that Alabama has seemed to be prioritizing early on in the 2025 cycle is that DB room. But, he's very, very fast. He could also play running back. As a junior, in the 100-meter dash, he ran a 10.93. That's per The Athletic. So, a very, very, very fast dude. I'd love to see him, on the offensive side of the ball, but the defensive side of the ball would be just fine as well. He's also got visits scheduled to Georgia on June 7th, LSU on June 14th, and Michigan on June 21st. Charles House, we talked about him a little bit the other day, and then I went back and I listened to some other, Alabama guys talk about not necessarily just him, but some of these guys who are ranked a little bit lower. 3-star recruit, number 600 overall, number 61 defensive lineman in this class, and the number 14 player from the state of North Carolina. He's 6'3", 288. And I just got to say, Courtney Morgan and Kalen DeBoer, they find undervalued players and talent all the time. You look to see what they did at Washington. They found a lot of undervalued guys there, and they were able to coach them up to be very productive guys. Now, like I said, this is 247 Composite Sports Rankings On3 has him as a top 300 player and the number 23 defensive lineman in the class. So you can kind of see, like, depending on the guy that looks at his tape or goes to see him in a camp, opinions can vary a lot on some of these guys. And one point that I wanted to make, Jake Merrill made this point the other day. I think he was talking in a Twitter space. He said, undervalued players can be good for your program because they can be guys that can develop. They know they're not coming in and they're immediately going to start in year 1 or year 2. And that could cause them, or that could make it less likely that they transfer in the long run. So just because he's number 600 overall on the 247 Sports Composite Rankings does not mean he's not a good player. Go look at his huddle film. He's very agile for a defensive lineman. I liked what I saw from his huddle film. He's also got 2 more visits scheduled, both to Georgia on June 7th and Tennessee on June 14th. The last player on our list today, Jaden Merlot. I believe is how you pronounce his name, Merlot. He's a Georgia commit. He's been committed to the Bulldogs since December of 2022. So if Alabama is going to flip this guy, it's probably going to take a lot. He's a 4-star recruit in the 2025 recruiting cycle, number 96 overall, the number 13 linebacker in this class. How many linebackers Alabama is going to take in this class? I have no idea. It's a lot, but they use them in a lot of different ways. So, just because he is a linebacker now, he could end up being one of the new edge rushers. He could play a lot of different positions. So, he's a very versatile athlete, number 13 player from the state of Georgia, from Buford High School. We know they churn out a lot of talent. The one weird thing on his On3 profile, there is a prediction that he flips from Georgia to Florida State, which doesn't make any sense at all to me because the last visit that he took to Florida State was March of 2023. That was his only visit there. So I don't really know how much that Florida State flip necessarily holds, but he does have more visits to come after this visit to Alabama. Miami on June 7th, Auburn on June 12th. That's a Wednesday visit, so he can go up to Knoxville, Tennessee, and take a weekend visit on June 14th, and then back over to Georgia on June 21st.